Ever been to a place where you just felt like there was trash left, right and centre? You need a breath of fresh air and you need to get out of city life, filled with all types of hustling, bustling and garbage? Well, add this next list of places onto your list of travel destinations. These places are surreal, with clean air, magnificent scenery and clear blue skies. The only problem with visiting these places is that you might not want to leave the serenity. From the Arctic, which remains untouched for eons, to the cleanest cities ever. Here goes the sparkling clean list of places around the world. Before we get started, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell for more such amazing content. Number 12. Flathead Lake, Montana. This natural lake is one of the cleanest lakes on the planet. The super clean water in the lake is attributed to the pristine forests, untouched wilderness and low population. The blue of the lake from any distance is as clear as day, and it's evident that no refuse has come into contact with this lake. The lake is 370 feet deep and 185 miles long. The epic lake is a crown jewel of Montana's landscape. The legend of the giant monster somewhere inside the lake is told, and locals have named the monster, but the question is, where does this monster sleep? Number 11. Torres del Paine, Chile. This place was classified as a biosphere protected reserve by UNESCO in 1978. The strict regulations that come with its status have kept it in tip-top condition ever since. Camping is only allowed at very specific locations here. Fires are banned in the park. Visitors are restricted from veering off the allocated path. The effects of human activities on this space are measured with a lot of specificities using a scientific method. It's superbly beautiful, and the plan is to keep it that way. The mountains, lakes and glaciers are in their original form. The place can be explored with a vehicle, horseback, boating or hiking. There's a nearby town in the vicinity and it's about 4 hours away by bus. The Patagonia National Park herein is described as the end of the world. National Geographic recently named it the 5th most iconic place in the world. The park spans 181,414 hectares of land with about 252,000 visitors each year. If you visit, plan and please don't litter. Number 10. Galapagos National Park, Ecuador. This national park is one of the most unique places on the planet. The thing is, there are sea turtles, sea lions, lizards among other amazing sea creatures, and it's one of the most preserved archipelagos in the world. 97% of the archipelagos are part of a national park structure that remains without any inhabitants except for the park rangers who maintain the park. This location has a lot of rules and regulations to avoid destruction by tourism. Anyone who visits has to have a registered guide. On top of that, the fee is $100 to get in the park. Guests are asked not to touch the animals or veer off the set trail. They're prohibited from littering, smoking or getting into the park with food. When you walk into the island, you're also required to remove your shoes to ensure that no foreign items are deposited on the island with your shoes. Number 9. Fiordland, New Zealand. This magical, breathtaking terrain can only be accessed by boat or air. The high amount of rainfall ensures that the vegetation grows very thick. It's a wild forest out there. The place is quite inaccessible because of the thick forest, and it's been a good thing since logging and mining have not altered the natural beautification of the land. The pristine ecosystem has never had more than just a couple of inhabitants at a time. There are no villages or towns therein, making it more natural and maintaining its originality. A few people come for fishing or to gather New Zealand's special stones. The region has received the title of being the 8th wonder of the world, and the legendary film director James Cameron was inspired by the floating mountains while creating Avatar. The mystique is out of this world. If only there were more such places. Humans won't leave well alone. Number 8. Wadi Rum, Jordan. This place is also known as the Valley of the Moon, and the picturesque desert takes you by surprise. It's home to indigenous tribes who keep goats and other animals. The people live a nomadic life and have only one single settlement in the entire area. The place captured the lens of the world in 1962 when the Academy Award-winning film Lawrence of Arabia was filmed in this location. It's been a location for most films that are set in space or other planets. Star Wars 1, for instance, was filmed here, as well as the film The Martian. Matt Damon termed this place the most beautiful place he'd ever seen. Number 7. Daintree National Park, Australia. This national park is home to the world's oldest rainforest. Here the national park meets up with a Great Barrier Reef where many rare as well as endangered species live. 1,200 square kilometers of this magnificent place is home to the threatened range of flora as well as fauna. It's one of the most biodiverse areas. From the saltwater crocs to giant magnificent birds, there's a lot of unusual animals here. The rainforest is preserved by organizations. That said, it's still open to tourists who can sleep in jungle-themed camps as well as a zip line across the forest. Just watch out that you don't meet any crocs. Number 6. Lapland, Finland. This is the home of Santa Claus, and interestingly, there might be more reindeer here than people. The freezing temperatures can get bad, yet it's no reason for people to stop visiting the attractions of watching the northern lights, water sports or winter dogs, as well as reindeer, also collaborating in the delivery of Christmas gifts. This lovely place has its qualms. Endless hours of sunlight in summer can leave you with a haphazard sleeping pattern. That's just a small price to pay, though, to be in such a magnificently beautiful place. Number 5. TRISTAN de CUNHA. To visit this place that offers nothing but endless blue where the waters and sky meet, you have to plan for a year. The reason being, the administration of the island doesn't want any unannounced guests. You also have to give a detailed itinerary of all the activities you want to take part in while you're there. The British Overseas Territory is located in the middle of the transatlantic ocean and is the most isolated place worldwide. 1,700 miles away from the coast of Cape Town, South Africa, where it takes a week to get to the island. When you get there are no hotels, and the best plan is to stay with a local family if you don't want to sleep facing the stars on a rock. The lack of fancy hotels is a small price to pay for the abundance of special and iconic places to visit. The seafood there is also to die for. There's an active volcano you can visit as well, as long as the lava stays intact. Number 4. Lake VOSTOK, Antarctica. This deep lake has not seen any light or oxygen since the year it started. Deep in the waters is home to the most colourful and exotic sea creatures, some of which had previously not been seen. Scientists, after what seemed like a lifetime, were able to drill into the ice and find the lake. This lake is said to be one of the largest wetlands of our planet. 70% of the world's water can be found on this frozen lake, a phenomenon that was there since the beginning of time. I wonder what lies under. Scientists believe the organisms that have survived under there will teach us how to live in the other outer planets. Conspirators have their theories and believe that deep underlies undiscovered monsters and possibly life-shattering viruses. What are your thoughts on all that? Number 3. Son Doong Cavern, Vietnam. This cave is so deep it said you can go and fly a jumbo jet in there. Wow, 1.35 billion cubic feet. That's the size of the cave. It's also known as the Mountain Cave, as it has a jungle in there. It said the cave was hidden for many years until a random resident stumbled into it. Since then, it's become so popular that more people have visited this than have gone to Mount Everest. It looks epic, something straight out of a fiction adventure novel. What do you think lives and thrives in this ominous cave? Let us know. Indulge in the comments section. Number 2. Southern Antarctica. Known to be the only place with pure air that's void of any contamination, a section in the Southern Ocean known as the Boundary Area, scientists found to have zero pollution. To experience this freshness, you have to travel to Antarctica. So interesting to find out that this place has not been impacted one bit by the audacious human activities that are killing the planet slowly. Number 1. The world's cleanest city. We're talking about Singapore. They're living in the future. Even trash cans have Wi-Fi connectivity that alerts necessary authorities when they're full. Singapore is known to have the cleanest spaces in cities, and with this comes a very high quality of life. Life expectancy stands at 83. The authorities create all manner of regulations and fines. If you break rules, zero tolerance to litter to the extent of undercover litter officers. Fines and community service are the punishments that come with not abiding by the law. That said, for all the health benefits and little pollution, it's something I'd be willing to do. You see yourself living in Singapore one day? That would be life. What are some of the places on this list that left you gaga, and you're looking at your paycheck and wondering if you can make it there? Let us know in the comments section.